All right, what's happening, Shawn? How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, bro. Nice Saturday. Got up out with the dog, chilling in Connecticut.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I want to run like a little 15, 20-minute interview with you, just asking you some questions about kind of where you're at today compared to where you were when you first started.
Okay, let's do it.
So take me back a little bit. What was it like before you joined the program? Like, what were some of your biggest challenges, whether it was with your fitness, your mindset, your habits, your nutrition? What were some of the things you were struggling with before you joined?
Yeah, so before I joined, hadn't been formally in the gym, and honestly, consistently almost like 10 years. There was definitely a period in there where like hitting the gym, once or twice a week in college, trying to just like keep the fat off my body or just like trying to just be active or, find myself in the gym, but
Yeah,
no consistency at all. Pretty much no gym time, no real plan, no real program. So that was one thing, just like no fitness.
yeah,
And my biggest concern when we started, because when we started, I really wanted to work on my eating habits and just like eating better, being
yeah,
healthier, developing those, like what I'm putting into my body, how I feel, that type of stuff.
right.
So I feel like I started picking your brain there and I was like going down that route. But then, as we're like, well, how's the fitness? It's like, well, it's non-existent. So kind of went right into it, right head into it, got on the macro wave, tracking, paying attention to what I'm putting into my body, especially like the processed foods and the garbage, the filler foods, the foods that are
Yeah.
calories but no nutrition or just full of garbage.
Yeah. How did cleaning up your diet affect like your energy levels, your mental clarity, and all those things?
Yeah. So first thing you notice when you change your diet is definitely just like the way your body feels. Probably like mostly, all right, stomach, first of all. Wake up in
Yeah.
the morning. Don't have to just like shit your fucking brains out from eating garbage or anything like that. And
Right.
then, so that's the first thing is like your body feels better. You're not using the bathroom at times. You shouldn't be using the bathroom. You don't have any issues like that. And then really like mental clarity, brain fog and shit like that.
Yeah.
When you go and eat a garbage meal, like say you cheat and you eat some McDonald's for dinner or some garbage, the next day
Yeah.
you wake up and number one, you have no energy at all. It feels like you ate nothing. And then you just can't even think straight.
Yeah. And you
And
and
then you
you
want it again because it's salty and it's like hits those dopamine levels and you're like, oh, that was easy, that was quick. It's not cheap. No, McDonald's no longer cheap, but it is quick and it's convenient. Um, and it's just a bad.
yeah,
It's
so like you have those cravings when you eat that way, right? But now that you're eating clean, like is it fair to say those cravings are fairly gone?
I live 2 minutes from a McDonald's. I drive by it every single fucking day. I don't think about it. I'm not going in there. I don't want to go in there. I'll never go in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so like it's not even like you miss eating like crap, right? It's like
no.
once you change your diet, it completely gets rid of all of those cravings and you feel too good to go back, right?
Yeah, and then it's that's part of it too. Like once you go enough days in a row, you feel so good, and you're also like, man, going there is such a step backwards. Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, your eating habits and not knowing how to train and all these things, like was that impacting your day-to-day life at all? Like, were you feeling any frustrations or negative about what was going on?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, you mentally just kind of feel it. Like you feel guilty when you eat shitty food, and then especially the next day, as your body feels like shit, and you process those poor decisions you made. You know, you
Yeah.
mentally don't feel good, and the workout thing is different. You know what I mean? Like some days I have an active job. I could lie to myself and be like, oh, I was really active today. But those days when you get home, I get off work at 3, I get home at 3, do whatever I need to do, have
Yeah.
this long chunk of time period where I'm either was doom scrolling or doing nothing. I'm like, I could have fucking hit a workout. I could have went to the gym before I took that long rip. You know what I mean? I could have did all these things and still did the things that I want to do because there's time.
Yeah, exactly. Because once you want it bad enough, there's time. And you understand that better than anyone else because I mean, bro, like you're killing it in business and all these things. Do you feel like getting in shape and, getting your nutrition dialed in and feeling healthy impacted your business at all?
Yeah, because well, for someone like me, like I work a lot, I've got a couple different jobs going on, work with a lot of different people. the capacity has to be super high. Every single day, you have to be available either on the phone, on the computer, or on site. And
Yeah.
so, like, just for example, today is my first day off in uh, 4 or 5 weeks straight. So, like, 28 or 30 days, like waking up at 5 or 6, being
Yep.
in the row twice a day, communicating with all my team members. There's like 20 of us. So
Yep.
like it's a lot, and there's no break from that. You have to follow up with everyone, you have to answer everyone, you have to check every box. So like if
Yep.
you don't have the physical or the mental, whatever it is, you're gonna burn out. And burnout's a real thing, and you have to know
Yeah.
how far you can push your body, and you can push your body farther when it's in peak shape, and
Yeah.
and you have the right things in it.
Yeah. And it's easier. I mean, in my experience, it became so much easier to get up early and to stay consistent when I fixed my gut health and my nutrition because I had so much more natural energy. And for me, it was almost like, dude, I felt like more inspired and more motivated. Is that like something you would agree with, or was that just me?
Yeah, no, I agree with that statement. More inspired, or maybe you owe it to yourself more now, or something along those lines of it
Yeah.
makes you want to get up and go.
Yeah. Got you. Like, all right. So before the program, scale of 1 to 10, how discouraged were you with your energy, confidence, all these things?
I feel like all right, so like what's 10 is
10 is a bottle of whiskey and a shotgun.
and 1 is like I'm the best ever.
Yeah.
um Not like a ton of discouragement, so I'd probably put it 1 is bad or 10 is bad. What did you just say?
10 is the worst.
10 is the worst. I'd probably put it at like a 6. Like, like I wasn't
Okay.
feeling really bad about it, but like I'm in the middle, neutral, but like slightly. It's in the back of my head most days, like I should be doing more. Maybe even like a
Yeah.
maybe like a 7.
So that's very interesting to me, bro, because I feel like you were like in this state where maybe you didn't feel like you really needed to change much, but then once you did and you saw the other side, you were like, wow, I can't even believe I was
Yeah.
living that way. Was it like that for you?
Yeah, because well,
Like you did you see like were you was it obvious to you that like something needed to change or it was like a would be nice kind of thing? Like how did you look at it?
it was not obvious that something needs to change, because I can just channel a lot of my business into other things, like, and I
Yeah.
could convince myself, lie to myself, convince myself, whatever it is, like I'm busy, I'm good where I'm at, I like the direction I'm going,
Yeah.
and then it's like, how much capacity do you have? And you can tell yourself you don't have that much, or maybe it's the unknown, or the uncomfortability of it, being back in the gym, eating better, knowing what to eat, when to eat it, shit like that. All
Yeah.
those factors, all those unknowns push you away from it, right? And I think
Yeah.
I think education is a big part of it, right? You know more about your body, you know more about the things you put into it. It makes
Yeah.
you less, you know, afraid of it, or whatever holds you back as you become more comfortable. Like even like when you start the program and you're like, okay, Shawn, here's these things, this thing, and this, it's not discouraging, but it can be a lot to process and take in that first week. And you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I don't know shit, or there's all these things that I have to or want to or need to do. And
Yeah.
it's a journey. It doesn't get done in one day. It doesn't become comfortable in one week. But like
No.
you just got to kind of push through that period, the transition.
Yeah. But once you got over that difficult period, you seemed to be more comprehensive and actually really understood everything and things probably became a lot easier for you, right?
Yeah, once you kind of get to that level, it becomes routine. I mean, like
Like
even the
brushing your teeth.
tracking, what?
Like brushing your teeth.
Like brushing your teeth. And if you don't brush your teeth, oof.
Exactly.
I got some workers that, man, they have like limited teeth, and I like literally at some of
Aye,
these
aye,
meetings,
aye.
I'm like, brush their teeth.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, bro. What were your initial impressions of the program when you joined? Like the whole coaching
um,
aspect of it.
so the initial impressions were, I was like, I mean, not your typical program. Didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know how anyone's program training worked. Hadn't followed up with you in a while. Hadn't spoken to you in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So kind of took it all in, and really watched it evolve. I saw you had a good blueprint and a great direction of which way this was going, and it was organized and it was structured. and then the organization and structure increased and changed and evolved, increased and changed and evolved.
Yeah.
Um, but now it's at a whole different level, and it would be cool to see someone start fresh and transition into your program and see what it does for them.
Yeah, because you were like one of my first guys, and the program just continued to get more advanced and advanced and advanced, but also simple to understand, just better for
Yes.
the user experience, right?
Yeah.
Um,
100%. Because organization is everything. Organizing information is everything in your access to it. So
yeah,
putting things in one place, making them easy to understand and comprehend, all those things help a lot.
yeah, absolutely. What were some like specific aspects about the program or my coaching style that you particularly found like most helpful or most impactful or anything like that,
Let's see.
if any?
I like overall, I just like the structure of it, right? The tracking and the recording on the phone, one place. I like the group calls. I like getting on there and just like whatever it is, even if I don't say anything, just listening and shit.
Yeah,
Um, I like that you're connecting like-minded individuals and not trying to like force your hand at like, because you could train everyone, and you could also have like just ideas for you. People who you train like this, people who you train like this, people who you train like this, and grouping those type of people together in their things, right? Because like the
yeah,
program that we're in that we're doing, that's not for everyone, right? It is not
no.
for everyone.
It's
So
what you and I do is very custom to you and your life, and that's how I run it with everyone. Everybody looks completely different, but kind of has the same goal in the end, in a way.
yeah,
You know?
totally, 100%. So yeah, I like the grouping of like-minded individuals and the structure to it.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Can you recall like, dude, can you recall like one specific moment that like genuinely changed either your confidence or your physique or the way that you looked at things? Maybe a limiting belief that was destroyed throughout the process?
Um, so I think just like understanding the relationship of like what you put into your body and what comes out, like taking the weight off. Like in the initial, we were trying to like build up a little bit, then like
Yeah,
dropping whatever I did 10 pounds in like 3 or 4 weeks just by like, dude, you actually track is like the numbers are real. Like you put it in and you track it and you go less than your maintenance, like you will lose weight. And it's like it's a
yeah,
hard thing to actually grasp and understand. Even I tell my friends are like, whatever. I'm like, bro, like you want to lose weight, like you literally just eat less. Like it's just not that complicated, right? But
but
it seems
protein.
yes, yes, protein and eating less calories. But most people don't get that too. And the protein thing too is like blows your mind. You think you're eating enough protein, then you like really break it down and look at it and you're like, yo, I ate like a fucking 100 grams of protein, if that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you literally, I mean, dude, you lost 10 to 15 pounds and built muscle at the same time. Like, did you
Yes.
think you could do that before you joined?
No, I mean, I had a lot of limiting beliefs. 'Cause I never, I worked out when I was younger in high school and stuff, in college a little bit,
Yeah,
but never seriously and never even ever considered the protein and the macros and all those things. So it's like once you put that together and like what it can actually do is like you can transform yourself actually like relatively quick if you're like willing to really grind it out.
yeah, absolutely. Did you think when you joined that I was gonna have you kind of bulk up?
No, I mean I was just down for whatever. No, I'm trying to like go in and I was like, try and change my eating habits.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, we got to change some other habits. And I said, let's just see where this thing goes. And even maybe now I'll bulk up and maybe I won't like being fucking massive. Maybe I'll go back down. Maybe I'll like being massive and want to get bigger. I still don't even know.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
It's the world's your oyster, bro. But
sir.
like, how did you find the accountability aspect, especially like in the beginning, to stay on track with everything?
Yeah, I mean, accountability is great. You're there in the beginning, a little bit more in the beginning, kind of just making sure you're checking all the boxes and stuff.
Yeah,
Accountability is important, and then eventually, you push it more onto to me, the client, and
yeah,
that's
of
good
course.
too because the person has to take that leap and they have to be able to hold themselves accountable. But at the same time, when someone joins your program, you have to help them understand like what accountability actually means because to everyone, it's actually a little bit different.
Yeah. And looking back now, like what would you say the biggest difference was from having a coach as opposed to doing it on your own, like when you first started out?
Well, coach. So you're the coach, and that also puts me on the team, right? And as soon as you join a team and there's other people on the team, then you feel responsibility to them, whether it doesn't fucking matter if I hit my goals or not, right? We're on a team, we're trying to better ourselves. I got to
Yeah.
get better. If you're getting better, we're all pushing each other.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love that. So that's awesome. So now that you've completed the program pretty much, right? You're experiencing the results. I mean, dude, you're absolutely fucking shredded.
Yes,
How
sir.
would you describe your life now compared to before?
Feel like now compared to before, I feel like I'm ready to just take on more overall, just like challenges in my life. You know, not fitness or health wise, but just push myself farther and harder in other aspects because I'm
Yeah.
dialed in those aspects. I feel good. I'm eating good. You know what I mean? I have a lot of energy. So I feel like, I mean, I'm always busy and stuff, but I know I'm busy now and I know I can still do more and still feel good. So I think I just capacity, just knowing my capacity, increasing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, like you have so much momentum right now with everything you're doing in life. I cannot wait to see like what you do from here on out. But
So we're about to sign a lease on a grow right next to mine that's 4 times the size.
let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fucking go.
Shit's about
How,
to get
how
crazy.
did you like me kind of like holding you accountable on your goals with business and with lifestyle stuff? Like, did that help at all when we like really dialed that in?
Yeah, definitely helps, and just like laying them out in real with real details and shit, and like actually physically saying them, because at least for me is like once you say something out loud to your friends or to your family or to yourself, you know what I mean? You have to push in that direction, or else like or you actually didn't want that, or like
Yeah,
you're a liar, or whatever it is. So like, I like laying out the goals.
yeah,
I hit I hit all my Q1 goals.
yeah. You
All my
did.
Q1 goals. No, I missed 10 days of skiing. I missed 10 days of skiing. I missed by 2 days, but it was kind of an off ski season. But I like laying them out. I like pushing for things. And it's like everyone has goals and stuff, but like, when you're going to accomplish these things, are you going to accomplish them in a timely manner? And if you're not, what's stopping you from accomplishing them? And what is the actual timeline? What is the things that you need? How are you going to get there? Especially if you're trying for something and you don't get
Yeah.
it. Yeah, at least you understand like why.
Yeah, yeah, it's one thing to have a goal. It's another thing to have a deep leveled understanding of what your goals are, why you actually want to achieve them, when are they going to happen, how are you going to get there? Like these are all the things that you and I work through. And dude, you smashed almost every single goal, which was awesome to see.
But yeah, bro.
So, yeah, bro. So, I mean, dude, this has been amazing, hearing your experience because we never actually got to sit down and really go through it like together. But can you share like, you know, a specific result maybe that you achieved, whether it's with your fitness, your mindset, the way you think, your habits, your business, your nutrition? Like, what's like one of the biggest changes you experienced that you're proud of that you achieved?
Um, I'm definitely really proud of my eating habits, and like I haven't uh broken in a while. Like haven't strayed from garbage fast food or some gas
Yeah,
station chicken or some gas station pizza or some shit. Like I've had of course I've had some cheap meals, but like I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of like
yeah,
extreme garbage. Like I haven't walked into McDonald's. I haven't gone to the gas station. Like so, I mean, it's a money thing too. Is like you save on that fucking garbage, go out to the grocery store,
yeah.
buy some real whole foods, and like cook those and shit. So I think that's been a big thing. Proud of more cooking and consistency of not fucking eating garbage.
Yeah, and dude, you were a big fast food guy, right?
Not huge, but like I could be convinced, and then it's like it's that pattern. It's like you go once, then you're like, oh, fucking, go again, and then
Yeah, and I remember when you first joined, you asked me, you're like, "What do you think about going?" Like sometimes I was like, "No, not at all," because you have to break that addiction at first, right? And dude, I
yeah,
wanna I wanna go in on what you just said. Whole Foods, eating that diet, it's actually cheaper,
it's cheaper. It's
and
cheaper.
people get that confused. They think, "Oh, it's gonna be so expensive, all this food," but it's cheaper.
It's 100% cheaper.
Yeah, and the way you feel is 100% better. So like, it's a no-brainer, right?
It's crazy too. Is like you could eat a simple food at a restaurant first, like at your house, and like I don't know. Sometimes my stomach, I don't know if my stomach's sensitive or just like whatever they cook with, like
Yeah.
on the toilet the next day. Like,
Yeah, and that's torture, bro. No one wants to deal with that. So how would you say, and I already know the answer, how would you say your confidence is today as opposed to the beginning?
oh, much higher, way higher.
Yeah.
In all aspects, you know what I mean? You feel,
Yeah.
and I've always thought like this, like look good, feel good, whatever you're doing, dress nice or just like whatever it is. But now it's like look good, like physically, like, you know, take my shirt off. I'm strong, have definition, you know what I mean? Might even have some abs, like fucking.
Yeah, you do, bro.
Hmm.
You look sick. You look sick, bro. Awesome. Like, dude, people would kill to have your transformation. So many people are in the shoes that you were in, where like the chillin' bod, right? And they
Yeah.
don't know, should they cut, should they bulk, should they like what should they do? So like, what would you say to somebody who's was in your shoes at that time that's thinking about taking that leap, either joining the program or getting their health in shape, clean up their eating habits? What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about that?
Hmm. I would tell them, it's a good question. I guess like because even like I think back 7 months ago and look at my own transformation and think to myself, I'm like, I would look at that and be like, damn, how the fuck did he do that? Because it's I think it's scary, right? You look at something, you're like, fuck, that requires a lot of work and time and dedication and stuff. So I would probably just tell them that, talk to them about like compounding results and like 1% better and just starting and slowly building in the momentum and like nothing happens right away. Even if it's 1 year, like you got to just build these habits and get better and you will see results. Like nobody just transforms. I didn't just transform. You didn't just transform. It just got to slow roll things one step at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah. And you had mentioned that it seems like a lot of work, but let me ask you, like, once you got through that initial period, that learning period, the first couple weeks, did it really feel like a lot of work for you?
No, and now it's like the work is the work. It doesn't change. You know what you have to do, and you just have to like set yourself up to be able to do that. Organize your life so you have slightly that much more time. But like for the average person, you should have some time. And if you don't, you maybe just need to look at your schedule and just rework it a little bit.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
If you want it bad enough, you'll figure it out, basically.
Yeah. Hmm.
And how would you, I mean, for that guy, I mean, that guy who was in the shoes that you were in has no idea what it feels like to be on the other side with all the achievements that you've had, the physique that you've had, the confidence that you've had. How would you explain to this guy to let him see, this other side is incomparable to where you are now, and you should really strive to get to this the good side of life.
Yeah. What
Because
would I say?
people, the problem is, Sean, a lot of these guys, they can't, they don't see it for themselves. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's sad because you want all these guys to experience, but you experienced. So like, what would you say to that guy? Like, how would
I
you?
would, I would probably tell him about, the villain story, right? Because there's a version of you, or the alternate universe. If you believe in that, there's all these alternate universes where you exist, where you've made every other choice that you've thought you've made, and there's that version of you that made all the good choices or the choices that got him in good shape, and he's just fucking kicking ass. He's just
Yeah,
kicking ass.
yeah,
It's just like and also like look around at all the other people. It's like there's nothing special. It's just work. It's just hard work.
yeah. And you absolutely put the work in, bro, and you've got amazing achievements, accomplishments. I'm very, very, very proud of you, bro. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure working with you every single day. To
Hell yeah.
close out, is there any one last thing or anything else you want to share about your experience, the impact of the program on your life? Just any positive remarks for someone who's listening or anything like that?
I think just now is like you help me understand that like health and fitness have to be your non-negotiables, right?
Yep.
These are the things you have to do every day. And if you don't do them every day, it is okay. You will miss, but you have to be thinking about it. You have to be conscious about it. You have to, act differently the next day or make up for it or whatever it is. And like you have to be pushing yourself and you have to push yourself. And you have
Yeah.
to be really real with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror every day, every night, and and reflect.
Yeah. Just got to be honest with yourself. Yeah. All right, bro. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Fuck yeah, dude.